there, this is Kevin from RogueDeckBuilder.com here with another match with our Boros Landfall deck. We are on the draw again, and this is an okay hand. We'll lead off with a Sacred Foundry into play tapped, and next turn we can put out either a Pure Steel Paladin or a Plated Geopede. So we are not going to mull this. He goes to 5 off the bat, which is a bad sign for him. Some of these combo decks, so that's what they do. But it looks like, hey, did we get our Jund matchup that we wanted? Because if we did, I am looking forward to this because this is the matchup that I built this deck for. I thought it'd be decently powerful against it. So unfortunately, no 1-drop. So we can lead off with a Plated GP the next turn, though. I hate to give him extra ramp, but now his own Deathrite Shaman's able to ramp. So, yeah, Kitchen Finks. Okay. There's our step links that we wanted last turn. So I do believe that we go ahead and chuck out a Plated Geopede here and pass it back to him. Kitchen Finks is annoying. So it looks like this actually might not be Jund here with the Razorwood's Thicket. Yeah, it probably isn't. It's probably the Brian Kibler with Deathrite in it, kind of a green. Yeah, with Kitchen Finks and Loxton and Smiters and Wiltleaf Lieges. So we're going to take 3 here. And he's probably going to chuck out a Smiter or another Kitchen Finks. Oi, oi, oi. Not good for us. That's actually a good draw. The Steel Shaper's Gift. But I think how I'm going to play this is I'm just going to play another Plated Geopede. And do we care about getting in there for 3? I think we have to go on the defensive mode here. So I'm just going to chuck out a Marsh Flats. And we can block both his Kitchen Finks next turn if he swings in with them. Now we have to find an answer for that Deathrite Shaman for our Knight of Reliquary to get big. Otherwise, the Deathrite Shaman is just going to keep exiling our lands. Gavney Township, huh? But that still doesn't put him in range. Again, I think we're just going to throw out double step links and sit back for the defensive. Other than, yeah, oh wow, Gavney Township and Kitchen Finks is a very cool combination. I'd never even thought about that before. Because we are going to get Gavney'd here. And these guys are just going to keep persisting with Gavney Township. So this is a very interesting deck. I wonder how well it works against the field here. I mean, he would be just plain dead to Storm like I was last game. So unless he's got answers for that Storm post sideboard, which he should. Yeah. So I could double block a Kitchen Finks here. Or just hope for another fetch land. And I definitely will group block one Kitchen Finks down. Oh, he doesn't even attack. Okay. Yeah. So he has 1 card in hand. These Kitchen Finks are going to get huge with the Gavney Township. I want to find an answer. I can't even kill the Deathrite Shaman now because of Gavney Township being up. But we can Knight of the Wide Orchard. Man, if he didn't have any blockers or here, if he would have tapped out here, we could get in for a ton next turn. So maybe the best move here is to keep up a Lightning Bolt for when he activates his Deathrite Shaman? Feast and Famine the best card here? Or is it gonna be war, not definitely not War and Peace. Maybe Light and Shadow. He can't block anything here. It's all, they're all white. I think I am gonna grab the light and Shadow over the Feast and Famine, as the life here might actually be very relevant in the long game here. Again, I can't attack into him, but I am going to bolt his shaman in response here. Get rid of it for good. Man, those kitchen finks are huge. This is one of my favorite cards ever printed, Gafdiggers Township. I built a lot of standard decks around it. It's awesome to think that it is making a modern, playable in modern now. So there goes our Light and Shadow, most likely, which sucks. Oh, are we going against Pod here? We are going against Pod. Yeah, I think I should have I definitely should have thought it was Pod with the Deathrite and the Kitchen Finks, but I wonder why they don't run the Kitchen Finks in the Wiltleaf Leech deck, because they do run Gafdiggers Township as well. And this just seems like a very powerful card. A third turn Kitchen Finks is a 3/2, and then it becomes a 5/4, fourth turn with Wiltleaf Leech, and then it can still have the combination with the Gafdiggers Townships. So if he draws Pod, I'm just playing dead to it. But yeah, this isn't looking good for us. He's gonna be able to scry like crazy until he finds what he needs. Don't even know if I think I do. I mean, I could get in here for these would be 5/5s, 4s, 4s. So 7, 7, 6, 6. 26 damage I could get in there for right now with the Knight of the White Orchard combination. But I think I'm just going to play a Knight of the Reliquary here. And pass it back to him. Let's see if he does Visser Seera Kitchen Finks here. Nope. I think if I was in his position, that's what I'd be doing. I'd be trying to find my Melira Pod combo with Kitchen Finks. As a 4/3 is not much more relevant than a 5/4. So do I just go for it here? And then if the Finks just keep coming back, well, I can get some counters off of them at least. So I think I'm going to go for it here. Because this does go get me a land, right? 5 versus 4. And I'll get another red source, because we don't need to be... Oh, no, we'll just get a plains here. Gonna go ahead, sack this. Go get another plains so we can play our pure steel. Play plains for the turn. And of course he just does block the 2 plated Geopedes here, but we're going to get in for probably 12 most likely. Too bad I don't have trample. So this is the gist of why I built this deck. I thought it was a cool combination with neither Ellenquire, neither White Orchard with the Landfall dudes. Obviously, it's not working out as well as I thought it would, but it's a fun deck. And these are how modern decks are. You know, these decks that come out of nowhere and actually end up doing good are initially built. This is someone with a good idea, decides to have the courage to run it, and if it does work, yeah, you found a cool new deck here. So 6/6, I will activate this here, get rid of this Plains. I guess with neither Ellenquire, I could add cards like Gafdiggers Township or whatnot. Okay, yeah, I'm an idiot with Kitchen Finks. So yes, it does work with the Gafdiggers Township, but of course all its counters gets removed when it dies initially. And then it comes back as a 2/1, but then the Gafdiggers Township can continue to negate that -1/-1 counter. All right, let's see here. We will go grab. So what do? He puts on top of the library. So he found a card that he does need. So maybe he's got the Melira combo next turn. I'm not out of fetch lands too, so I grab a fetch land here. Do as much damage as I possibly can here. And we don't need anything to come into play untapped here. We'll just grab a Sacred Foundry. And unfortunately, it'll do 20 damage to him. But we'll go ahead and throw out this Pure Steel Paladin, and either he's got the Melira combo next turn, or he is in pretty bad shape. So he probably drew that Forest, because there's no way he'd ever... So Court of the Calling for 2 to grab Melira, and it is game. So let me explain how for any new people to Modern, this is how Melira Pod works. They use Pod and Court of the Calling to set up this combination between Viscera Seer, Melira, and Kitchen Finks. And what this does is it gains them infinite life. And I could be a dick here and make him play out his triggers until he's satisfied. But I mean, he can do this forever and ever 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 and ever. And I do not have an answer for it. Like I said, he could just gain a gazillion life here. So I am just going to concede and go on to game number 2. Again, Rest in Peace shuts this deck down. So I'm going to fix this deck, and I definitely am going to put Rest in Pieces in the sideboard. Aven Mindsister does come in here because it shuts down Pod, Court of Calling, any fetch lands he has. Cunning Spark Mage is also another good combination, as it does give me a kill condition against his Melira and his Viscera Seers. Flames of the Bloodhand actually does work too. This is the reason why I did put it in here, is you can shut down his combo at least on that turn. I don't know actually. Flames of the Bloodhand is actually more for like an Obstinate Baloth type or any other deck that tries to gain some life when I want to finish them off. I don't know. This card may not stay in my sideboard. This is probably where my Rest in Pieces need to come in, is for these Flames of the Bloodhand. But I love this card in Burn, and I just thought that this deck runs a lot like Burn. And we have 8 Burn spells and these very aggressive creatures, and Flames of the Bloodhand can keep our opponent from gaining a life on a very relevant turn where life saves him. Leyline Sanctity does work against his kill condition, which is... See, even though that... I guess I didn't explain the combo perfectly a few minutes ago, is Kitchen Finks doesn't win him the game. It just gains an infinite life with the combo. Then he's got to dig into his Murderous Redcap, which is kind of like Kitchen Finks, but 2 damage to an opponent. And that way he finally kills you with the Murderous Redcap combo with Viserys here, Murderous Redcap, and Melira. So my strategy here is just to kill the Melira, and Fire and Ice is good. I don't know about Light and Shadow and War and Peace. War and Peace, he has a lot of pro-white stuff, but he dumps out his hand pretty quickly. I don't think War and Peace is the correct choice here. And maybe we'll cut down on these Adventuring Gears. Other than we are on the play, I'm not sure how much I like these Adventuring Gears. I am testing them out. They were awesome back in Standard in the good old days. So Steel Shaper might come out if I'm playing less equipment, which I might want to do. I just might want to chuck out all the Steel Shapers and all of the Adventuring Gears. And I guess Pure Steel will come out this way, though. We'll keep in one Adventuring Gear as a target for our Steel Shaper's gift and keep the rest in like this. War and Peace. Yeah, we'll do War and Peace. So we'll submit it like this. Hopefully have an answer for his Melira. So we do have the Avid Mind Sensor, a Basilisk Collar. So Cunning Spark Mage makes this a really good hand. This is very slow though. I like the Flagstone. We actually don't have a red source. So yeah, I'm gonna mold this. Not much better. In fact, it's basically the same hand, but we can go get a red source now. And this is actually a decent combo. So let's lead off with the Plains and ship it back to him. And we'll have Knight of the White Orchard on next turn. And the turn following that, we have a Sword of Light and Shadow. Alright, that is a great card. Now I'm wishing that I had my Basilisk Collar, but Cunning Spark Mage is awesome. It will give us an answer for that Viserys here. There's another... Oh no, okay, so it does still work with opposing fetch lands, because when it comes into play, they sack in response, but the land comes into play before the Knight of White Orchard actually checks. Alrighty. So we have a couple of options this next turn. We can either save the Aven Mind Sensor, but he doesn't really have anything that he can actually search right now. No fetch land out. And Court of Calling is too expensive for him. So I think what I'm going to do is I'm just going to run out this Sword of Light and Shadow and swing in here with the Knight of White Orchard. And that's fine. The Sword of Light and Shadow wasn't doing much. I actually would have rather had him kill that than the Knight of the White Orchard. Well, Knight of the Orchard, I could just play another creature and get it back, and that's why he did what he did. Okay. So I might just hold this back and get some more land advantage out of it. I don't know if that's a big deal. I think we just get in there with this Knight of the White Orchard. And maybe play another one. I think I will keep this up for card advantage next turn. Oh no, now I can't. Now I can't just play the Arid Mesa. Yeah. Okay. So we do have an answer for that Viserys here. Doesn't quite kill Melira, but without the Viserys here, the Melira Kitchen Finks combo doesn't work anyway. So there's his Birthing Pod. So he sacks it to go get a 4-drop here. Which I am just going to get rid of that Kitchen Finks now with Cunning Spark Mage next turn. So there's his Murderous Redcap. That's his kill condition, what I was explaining earlier. So now I'm wishing that I would have kept my Aven Mind Sensor up. But we are able to get rid of his Kitchen Finks here with the Cunning Spark Mage. Other than I don't know if I want to play the Cunning Spark Mage. Well, and no, we can't keep up the Huh. So I have a couple of options here. I think I just tack into him. And am I gonna? Yes, I am gonna leave up Aven Mind Sensor. So if he sacks his Murderous Redcap in response, ay ay ay. Well, that's a thing. Probably going to take my Cunning Spark Mage here. I could have Aven Mind Censored in response, but now it's... I would rather have the Cunning Spark Mage, so I hope he takes the Aven Mind Censor. Because this does give me a way to deal with his kitchen, his Viscera Seer and his Kitchen Finks right now. So he does take this Mind Sensor. That's fine. That's absolutely fine. So he's going to sack the Murderous Redcap to kill the Knight of the White Orchard. But then I can take out his kill condition. So he just kills the Kitchen Finks to grab another Murderous Redcap to... Okay. Kill that dude. Sure, this is a decent trade. I'll do this. So we'll grab a Sacred Foundry. No. Okay. And I'll definitely make that trade. So it's going to come back into play, and he'll be able to kill my Step Links. But one Redcap is completely out of the way now. As I... Oh no, he's trying to bait out. Well, that's fine to keep it at a 1 drop. Or a 1 toughness. He's got another Kitchen Finks. Okay. It's definitely not a card I want to see. So, unfortunately, I think I'm just going to do... No, because he just sacks his pod. But, yeah. We're going to be taking 5. He can just beat us down without his combo here. That's what's so great about Birthing Pod, is it's nice to have its combo, but it's not a must. I mean, it can work very... I mean, all these cards that he has gets value. Yep, Shriek Maw kills my Cunning Spark Mage, and I take 5. I'm just going to concede this game. There's no way I can come back from it. Yeah, that's that. So, Rest in Peace definitely is coming in. I'm going to edit this right now and put the Rest in Peace in the sideboards. See how that... Both of these combo decks that have beat us would have been shut down by Rest in Peace. Other than Pod does have a very good answer for Rest in Peace. Another good card against Pod is Gafdiggers Cage. As it shuts down Pod, the ability for anything entering the battlefield from the library and anything coming back from the graveyard. But Rest in Peace is sometimes a little bit more powerful because they can draw an answer to the Gafdiggers Cage and still have their graveyard to work with like an Eternal Witness to get back what they need. And then they can get back their combo and just kill you that way. But if you have Rest in Peace, then their combo cards are gone. And if they draw that Eternal Witness, then whoop-de-doo. You've exiled their combo pieces. So, anyway, 0-2 with this deck. Definitely has some kinks to work out. We're going to try one more game. I might enter a modern tournament later on, depending on how well this next deck goes. We haven't faced against Jund yet, which is why I built this deck in the first place, to see if it could actually go toe-to-toe with Jund. But anyway, this is Kevin from RogueDeckBuilder.com. Thanks for watching.